Please stand for the opening prayer and pledge.
Father in heaven, bless us as we gather today for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so that we will work for the good of our community. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Thy will be done. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hancock County Commission will come to order this 5th day of October 2017 at 2:30 p.m. This time I'll ask the clerk to take a silent roll call.
Mr. President, all commissioners are here.
Moving on. Approval of minutes. Approval of the County Commission meeting minutes for September 21st, 2017.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Today we have with us the Tri-State Young Marines. And I'd like to have those fine young men to come up and introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Thank you, sir. My name is Young Marine Master Sergeant Enrique Herrera.
My name is Young Redneck Corporal David Connor.
And today we'd like to talk to you about the National Red Ribbon Campaign. The National Red Ribbon Campaign is the largest and the oldest program that leads, or that is for drug demand reduction or just drug prevention, especially with the youth of the nation. The Young Marines is an active supporter, and we're fairly active with the program. One of our main principles and the things that we'd like to enforce a lot is to stay away from drug demand reduction, or is to enforce drug demand reduction, because we think that we can live a healthy and better lifestyle without anything. Thank you.
So today I just wanted to take this time, Mr. Jeff Davis, I just wanted to thank you for letting the Young Marines fundraise for trips and other things that we do. So that helps us a lot, and without that, we couldn't do some of the stuff we do. And also, Sheriff Ralph Fletcher, I just wanted to take time and thank you as well for letting the Young Marines have a tour of the courthouse and letting some of your guys come down and do some presentations with the unit. So I just wanted to take time and thank you guys for letting the, your men and you taking time to do that for us. So thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you shared with us today the red cord, the bracelet. You want to just briefly talk about that?
Sure thing, sir. So the red cord that you see, I believe all three of you have one, and share if you have it. It was actually created by some of the Young Marines in our program. It's sort of a reminder and things that it's more of a materialistic thing that we wear to represent the Red Ribbon Week and to represent Red Ribbon Month, being the month of October. Again, we try to lead a healthy lifestyle, so we always have that thing on us, trying to remind us that we need to live a healthy lifestyle and to stray away from things such as drugs to kind of lead us off our path of success in life. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, in saying that, we have before us today the proclamation approval of the proclamation declaring the week of October 23rd through the 31st as Red Ribbon Week in Hancock County. And we thank you for presenting that to us today, gentlemen.
Thank you.
In saying that, I will accept the motion that we make this a matter of record.
I move that we make this a matter of record.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you again. Next order of business, approved to promote Senior Humane Officer Dog Warden to the Director of Humane Operations.
Move to approve.
Any discussion?
Basically, what we did here is when the Commission took over the shelter, we asked our humane officer to take operations on an interim basis. And given the fine job that the person has done for us, he was actually becoming a sought-after person, and left the commission with a decision to make, either retain or to lose. And we felt it'd be in the best interest of the county and the further operation of the animal shelter to continue on with her services, and we will make her director of humane operations in charge of all the animals, including us.
Nicole, I'd like to add to Commissioner Barnaby's comments as well. You wear many hats, and you have a huge amount of contacts out there. You've been able to help the shelter grow, improve, and you've done a very good job in taking care of the animals, and we appreciate what you've done. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Dog Warden, requesting approval to transfer Shelley Anderson from the Extension Office to the Animal Shelter as Administrative Assistant.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. From the Office of Technology and Communications, requesting approval to apply for a 2017 Homeland Security Grant Program.
Move to approve.
Discussion? Mr. Vitus, you want to elaborate on this a little bit?
Just briefly, Jeremy Ober is going after this grant to provide more equipment for first responders and some more equipment for inside the OEM center itself. If we get it, we'll be on our way to being in the upper class, in the upper tier centers in the state.
Very good. No further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Requesting approval of a resolution to enter into a contractual agreement with the West Virginia Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management to receive and administer funds pursuant to provisions of the Emergency Management Performance Grant.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. From the Sheriff's Department, requesting approval to purchase and install equipment for the new cruisers.
Move to approve.
Discussion? As you know, the sheriff ordered new cruisers. They came in a few weeks ago. The equipment that this includes is the lighting, the bar cage between front and back seat. Anything else?
The biggest thing is we're going to a different make and model, which means the old equipment that we have isn't transferable. We try to reuse everything we have. So a good bit of the equipment that we already have, such as radios, etc., will be transferred from decommissioned vehicles back to the new vehicles. And some of the, of course, the older vehicles will be moved around within the fleet. So we won't be taking radios out of certain vehicles because they're going to continue to be on the road, just in a different capacity. But the push bumpers, the cage between the driver and the people sitting in the back seat, none of that type of equipment will transfer over to these new vehicles. It just doesn't fit. So there is a cost in doing this, and of course, we didn't have those prices for you whenever we first went to made the purchase of these vehicles. We had to wait till they came in, find out what we have and what we're moving and what will fit, what won't fit. And now that we have that, we're ready to install, put it on the road, and make the best use of it if we can. So that's where it's at. Did I answer your question, sir?
Yes. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to Finance Department, approval of probates and estates.
They have been reviewed and are recommended for approval as before.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
I have to recuse myself on that because I do know one of the people on here.
Let the record reflect that Commissioner Cowie will not be able to vote. He has to recuse himself. So all in favor of probates and estates, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Approval of exoneration orders.
I believe we had some of them, so.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Approval of the general county bills.
General county bills are $53,518.95. P-card payments for all funds were $11,939.51. September expenditures for all funds was $1,047,163.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Approval of animal shelter levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Approval of library levy fund bills and requisitions.
2 lotteries submitted and they're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Approval of sheltered workshop levy fund bills and requisitions.
We have 1 requisition and it's okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We didn't have any citizens sign up to speak today, so we'll just move around the room. Mr. Skoll, anything else?
No, sir, nothing today.
Thank you. Mr. Lucas?
Nothing today.
Mr. Vitus?
I'd just like to congratulate Nicole for a job well done. I'm sure she'll do just as well in her new position and offer her any help that she needs from our office.
We got that on recording.
As she does.
Oh.
Stephanie Fryer's with us today from OEM. Anything to come before the commission today?
Nothing.
Okay. Nicole, any updates or anything? Shelter?
No, I think we're doing good. We look forward to having Shelley come on board and look forward to all the changes and things that are happening in the future.
Thank you. Carol, extension?
Yes, this also is a very busy month between all the different weeks. This is also National 4-H Week. We kicked off National 4-H Week with our annual recognition celebration. We held out at our Camp Barra facility with a traditional, we call council circle for 4-H. Kids had a great time. We also, some of our clubs have put out displays in the county celebrating 4-H Week. And very good news is we are getting ready to start a brand new club up in Newell. We're going to have an informational meeting for those who would be interested in learning more on Thursday, Thursday, October the 19th at the Newell Fire Department, Volunteer Fire Department. We're very excited to be able to say that with WVU's support, 4-H continues to be free for all children wanting to enter the clubs, so that there is no dues or fees or anything like that for them to be able to join. So we're looking forward to having that new club on board, and we do have some interest in starting a second club down in Weirton. So getting into a busy time. Thanks to the efforts of our Master Gardener volunteers, we're looking at having our largest Master Gardener class ever starting in March. We already have interest from around 12 to 14 community members to start in as volunteers in that program, then helping to provide support and encouragement and hands-on learning for gardening and horticultural kinds of matters. That has been a lot more of the requests that we've been getting in our office, working with different community gardens, whether in New Manchester, New Cumberland, Weirton, etc. So we've been getting a lot more of that kind of interest. So I'm very excited to be starting that, working with such a large class in the spring.
Thank you.
I think that's it.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, one more thing. It is also CEOS Week in West Virginia. And our CEOS volunteers are now down at their annual conference in Jackson's Mill. And so I know that they are enjoying a great week of just relaxation and learning down there as well.
Thank you, Carol. Jackie, Health Department?
Actually, I have 2 items, one subject, if I could. We're bombarded in the month of October, obviously, but I'm asking if you could possibly assign proclamation number 3 for the day, and that would be to make October National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as October 7th, the day. Under that same topic, this Saturday we're having a breast cancer awareness walk, as I previously discussed, at the Health Department. Registration starting at 9. It's a free walk. We have T-shirts available for sale. I have one sample here if anybody's interested in that cause. And then we have numerous sponsors throughout the county that have volunteered raffle drawings, and they will be available that day too.
Thank you. Sheriff?
I'd like to offer my congratulations to Nicole. I've known Nicole since she was probably a baby. I've enjoyed watching her work, and I've enjoyed working with her. She has put a lot of hours in different types of abuse cases. And, I know my time at the prosecutor's office that if it wasn't for her and her hard work, tenaciousness, some of those cases would not have come to fruition. She works very hard. She's extremely dedicated. And gentlemen, you did good. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
The other thing I wanted to mention is the health department. Health department's been working with my department in regards to Narcan. We are been working together as far as them supplying our Narcan, which is Narcan is a, I'm going to screw the word up, and help me.
Antagonist.
Okay, what it does is it for someone who is in a overdose, application of Narcan doesn't take it out, but it settles it down enough that we can then transport and get somebody to the hospital for more help. Anyways, they're working with us in supplies and also helping us in putting together a training forum for my department, which will be taking place in the next couple of weeks. And I just wanted to recognize the health department for their assistance.
Thank you. George, anything from your office today?
I'd like to congratulate Nicole on her new position, and I know she'll do a fine job.
Thank you.
And the best of luck. The second thing I have is we have a change for the election Saturday. We were notified within the last 2 days that the community college would let us use their facility. So we had to find a new location in just 2 days. So the commission went out and Mr. Cowie got a hold of Crossroads Church.
Right.
And so the voters from Precinct 24 will be now voting at the Crossroads Church, which is off of Henco,
Right.
in that little plaza. And we'll know further we will not use the community college.
Okay.
So with his work, we've found one in a little bit of time, so I think he did a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Cowie?
I want to first of all congratulate Nicole on her senior humane officer for her promotion. Also want to thank the gentlemen from the Tri-State Young Marines for their presentation and also for the band that you also gave the commissioners. Also want to remind the public that this Saturday is also the voting for the bond issue for the roads. It's a win-win situation to vote yes. So if you appreciate it, the bond hour or the polling hours are 6:30 in the morning till 7:30 in the evening. So if everybody please get out there and vote, it's going to help. It would bring close to $34 million into Hancock County for road work. So we'd really appreciate you get out there because it's a win-win. No new taxes with this.
Thank you. Commissioner Barbie?
Same thing for Nicole. You waited a long time. You abided with us and understand your position. And much obliged to help you move on. The Young Marines, thank you for your time. I think it's great to see young fellas like you so energetic and ready to go. And when you watch stuff like what happened Sunday, Monday out in Las Vegas, it's future guys like you out there that go all out to help people. They're running in while everybody else is running out. Can't commend you guys enough, along with all our special people, police, fire, rescue. Congratulations.
Of course, same with you, Nicole. I'd like to address the Tri-State Young Marines. I had the pleasure and opportunity to work with these gentlemen for an afternoon on a Saturday, and I have to say that they were extremely polite. You don't see a whole lot of that anymore, but you guys did a wonderful job, and I commend everything that you're doing, and I certainly appreciate that. I'd like to see more young folks get involved and take a leadership role in the community as you've done. So hats off again, and keep up the good work. Mm-hmm. One other item I'd like to mention is this is again, it is a busy month, and it's Rett Syndrome Awareness Month, and I'd like to just take a moment to acknowledge that and keep the folks that we know in mind during this time of the month. I think that's all that I have. Everybody's covered all the other subjects here today. Our next meeting will be, courthouse is going to be closed on Monday. It's Columbus Day. And our next regularly scheduled meeting will be October 19th at 2:30 p.m. If there's no further business to come before the commission today, I'll accept the motion that we adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
We are adjourned. Thank you.